be afraid to let your light shine on the world. On that note, we shall dive into our video. Hi guys, I'm Morgan Gonzalez, Miss Timeless, and this is Timeless Talks, where we talk about all things timelessness, as well as healing, spirituality, philosophy, just helping you decode this mind, because I am a truth seeker at my core. I care about understanding reality, and I care about people getting others to understand reality. That's really the truth. I really care about delivering something that helps other people elevate their soul's empowerment, because that to me is the most important thing of this life, and why we're even here is for this soul empowerment to occur. So welcome to my channel. Today I am going to share with you some simple understanding, as much as I could, absolutely, of the law. And when I say law, I'm referring to God, not God as a human being, like most religions have taught us, and the culture putting of God, which has made us become this pseudo daddy-daughter relationship, higher, lower, father, son, taking care of kind of thing, a person as God. But when we switch to God being law, we free ourselves to a whole nother level of power, and it's an impersonal power. And it's an impersonal understanding of how reality works, beyond our individual ego and our identity, that halters and stops us from seeing truth. It's obviously, it's the thing that's blocking us. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of those laws now that I've studied and grasped understanding for, so that I can help others understand really what's going on here, as I help myself understand what's going on here. I'm going to make a list of the laws now. Here they are. And the first one we are going to start with is, number 1, is cause and effect. The law of cause and effect. And karma. This is a real law. Maybe it's not in the way that you thought. Karma has a bad rep, or it does. It's a cat. In our culture, karma's a cat purring on your lap. Or it's Jojo Siwa's song. Karma is not that, from my understanding. Karma is an effect that's gone wrong. Okay, so in life, cause brings effect. This is the law. Every single cause has an effect, and if that effect is negative or disempowers the individual, that's what we would call karma. And sometimes we make it very simplistic, but really it's like, when you are making a decision, you are taking on the effect of that decision and what it's going to lead up to. That's why it's important to make wise decisions. That's why it's important to think into the future sometimes, not all the time, when you're making a big decision, to see how it can play out down the road, because you want to have a positive effect and not a karmic, painful effect that comes. We have karma all the time, and to recognize when you have a karma moment is good. I feel it's like, okay, yeah, I didn't listen to my intuition. I didn't listen to what was best. I can learn now from this mistake. It's not a negative thing, like you step on a crack and you break your mother's back. Like, no, I don't like superstition. I don't like all that lucky. No. I believe that is crumb. That's not helpful. That makes us scared. And it's not congruent with truth. When you start to follow law, you recognize synchronicity, and you look for synchronicities instead of superstition ego games, okay? So that's my first point. Number one law, the first law, not the number one, but the first law of the universe, reality, God, is cause and effect. Number two is impermanence. This is, I feel like it comes from Buddha, but I don't know. Either way, it's true. God is conducting a impermanent experience every single moment, every single second. This is changing. That is a law of life. There is nothing that stays. Everything shifts and changes. There's not a single thing that's permanent, except obviously your permanent nature. But let's talk about reality and understanding reality. There's nothing that changes. Everything shifts. Everything dies. Everything's born. Everything dies. And it's a constant cycle of change. Nothing sticks around. Money changes, personality changes, body changes, circumstances changes, events change, colors change, weather changes, people change, people die, and then new things are born. It's a non-stop changing experience. And so when we start to live by impermanence, we live by detachment, because we know it's not going to stay. And when there's an anchor, or when there's an attachment on something in the 3D that's going to change, we suffer, because we're basically giving our power away to something that is going to come and go. So that to me is a very important understanding of reality, is this law of impermanence, and not getting hung up on things that you know are gonna freaking change. It's like when something's happening, I'm like, well, this is gonna change, you know. It's a good reminder. It's like, it's not gonna be like that forever. That's what they always say, right? It's not gonna be like that forever. Pain doesn't last forever. Suffering doesn't last forever. Emotions don't last forever. Why? Because it's part of impermanence. That's number two. Number three, this is one of my favorite laws. The light is what commands matter. So, better way to put it, the unseen comes first, and then the seen comes second. The metaphysical is first, and then the physical, everything around us, is second. Your light is what's here beyond matter. Okay, so when you start to really step into this law and recognizing its truth, obviously, this is when the quantum field comes online. This is when energy comes online. This is when you start to work in the inner world, because you know it affects the outer world, right? But really, what comes online is a inner power over the 3D power. Physical power, money, wealth, power, status, all of that, again, impermanent, changing, versus non-physical power. And these are different. Very, very different. And it's clear when you're working with energy, you see energy is what is behind things, right? We speak. And what energy are we holding? What energy are we bringing? Are we in our power, or are we in our victimhood? Are we speaking rude because of our energy, or are we being fine because of our energy? There's different ways that you can speak based on the energy you're bringing, but that's just a very surface level example when you come to realize that the entire thing is built on non-physical material. Non-physical energy is first, and then second is the physical realm. That's number three, and that is also why unseen power is more powerful than seen power. We're mostly really interested in the seen power. If somebody has a lot of money, status, we think they're really powerful people, and we'll put that power in them. But something unlocks when you start to know your unseen power. I feel like, damn, that's the power that I want. Like, I want, obviously, physical power, right? I want money, I want status, I want things that can benefit my survival. But what do I really want? In the end, it's like, I want that unseen power, baby. And I want to know it. And I want it to permeate through me and empower others through the unseen power. Because it's so much stronger. It goes from personal power, like, I have only this much power as a person because I'm in this physical form, to impersonal power. The whole fucking universe is able to lift. Cool AF. That's number 3. Number 4 is impersonal. God is impersonal. Every single thing in reality is impersonal. Huge. Big, huge, strong. Everything. When I say everything, I mean this human being. The things that I say, the body I have in front of me, this is not even personal to me. This is not a personal thing to me. I'm going to act like it is, and I'm going to treat it as such, but in the absolute understanding, this isn't personal. Nothing's personal. God isn't a person. So this is going to bring us back to our first point that we talked about when I brought into this video, which is God's impersonal. A law of impersonal, not personal. God's not a human. God's not a daddy. God's not a mommy. God's not a physical creature that we can look up to and be like, hallelujah, I need you, God. You're a human being. Absolutely not. That's child's play. That's an idea and an imagination that keeps us stuck. It keeps us stuck from understanding reality, because think about the type of thing. It's like, oh no, my life sucks. God, please help me, please help me, please help me. No. That disempowers you. That keeps you stuck. God's not a human being. Again, God is law. So, this 4th law, impersonal. God's an impersonal being. And impersonal power, like I mentioned, is so much greater than personal power. Of course. You're going from this small human being to the freaking entire universe working in that realm. I had an insight. I remember I said, what if even everything I say and do, it's not personal to even me? This whole experience isn't personal at all. That liberated me. Basic self-help advice. When people don't answer you, or they act a certain way, and we go, oh my God, it's so mean, or we're just taking it personal. When it's not. It's not personal. Usually has to do with them, right? They have to act in that way for what's best for them. So they're going to, and same with me. I have to act a certain way that's best for me, not for everybody else. That's how it is when you're a person. When you're a person. The soul's journey, though, is really giving up on that sometimes, a lot of the time, all the time, completely, and saying, okay, instead of moving from what about me, but it's like, but what about them? Triggers tears in me so quickly. That humbles you so fast. It makes life so much better, because when you're self-absorbed and you're thinking always about me, what about me? And just that switch, but what about them? That's what the soul cares about. Of course the soul cares about that, right? So, gorgeous, gorgeous girls. There's 4 laws for you, baby, and I hope that helped you. I want to inspire you to start looking at those in your own life. Don't take my word, but contemplate, is this true or not? And see. And I'm probably going to add more to this as I study more. The main things I've been studying is power, the laws, and focus right now. These are like the main things I've been focused on. And I just look forward to this journey and growing with you guys. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Miss Timeless out.